first thank you of the night goes to the beer sponsor. Where's Mike?
Right here.
Mike Hoffman, beer sponsor for the night. It's a wonderful way to give back to the community, and we're just really excited to have him involved in this. We have a number of other sponsors that have come on. Of course, Brown's Brewing, this wouldn't have been possible without them kind of buying into this. Rapid Application Developers, one of our first sponsors. TransFinder in New York Biz. Prenda just came on as a sponsor, as well as Philip Slidell, and then Hoffman Warnick. So thank you again. A round of applause for all our sponsors. So this has been really exciting to see this kind of coming together and having the focus really in this event on the startups. And we've been pivoting on some of the different things that we've been doing with the event, like Good Entrepreneurs. So we started the event with a little bit of a view of the entrepreneurial ecosystem at other locations. We went again to see some successful startups from the area and hear about their story. And now with this event, I think that it's really coming down to who are those entrepreneurs in the area, what are they doing, and how can we help them? And so the message that we're really trying to get across with this event is this is the place to come to tell us what you're doing, maybe pitch not for money, but for that first partner, that first customer, that first mentor, or even employee that's going to take your business forward. And I think the more information we have on what's going on in the entrepreneurial ecosystem, and the more I find out, the more excited I am. The better we can, the more we can build it, and the more successful we'll all be at the end of this. So I don't want to be here on the stage too much. So I want this to be a shared event. We have some really exciting things going on in the background of people getting involved to help us with speakers and other things. And Anthony from Troy Webb is going to be one of our first individuals coordinating that process. I really appreciate that. And so right now, I'd like to introduce Matt Cusick, who's going to introduce the 4 speakers for tonight. And Matt is really one of those individuals. He started with the title of Entrepreneur in Residence at the Severino Center, but it's really tough to put a box around everything that Matt does. He is, I think, first and foremost, more than anything, a mentor and a coach to all the students who come in. He's had a tremendous influence on the things that we're doing at the Severino Center, and I'm just really excited to have Matt as part of the things that we're doing. So hand this off to Matt.
I don't know what to say to that, but a fair portion of it wasn't true. So, the real treasure of the region, and it is the region. It's not RPI. It's not Troy. It's the region. Is the startups. And you're going to hear 5-minute pitches from 4 different companies tonight. I'm going to briefly overview them and then start introducing them one at a time. FixT, Craig Skevington will speak. His company is first-level employee technical support, software, hardware, mobile, laptop, desktop, all of the above. The second company, Rock the Deadline, Kim Lloyd will speak. They are a streamlined content marketing system for B2B outreach and services. The third company is Acasys, and Daniel Gallardo will speak. They're a company coming out of RPI working with an active flow control device that will help improve the fuel economy of over-the-road transport and reduce emissions, reduce the environmental footprint, and in the end, reduce the cost of goods delivered. The fourth company is Peace of Mind, and AJ Lee will speak. This is a very, very interesting mobile security solution for college and university campuses that came out of Union College. With that, our first speaker, Craig, where are you? Craig Skevington from FixT.
Well, coming here and telling me that I had 5 minutes to relate about 3 or 4 years of work was kind of intimidating. But looking around with everybody with a drink in their hand says everything's going to be okay. FixT is a company, we formally launched it last April. What we do is we're specialists in first-line support, technology support for employees. It's not retail, it's not consumer. It's strictly meant for supporting employees within different corporations. The problem that we're facing is that it's a much broader question these days. It was one thing to say, okay, you got to keep my desktop working. Well, then desktops added to laptops. Now you've got smartphones. Now you've got tablets. That's just the start of it. You also work with Microsoft Office. You have Outlook. You're working with applications that are out on the web. You're trying to sync a document on your desktop through a server that's in Santa Cruz with a tablet. How is somebody even going to know whether that's a hardware or software problem, much less who to go to get help? And we're creating one spot where the employee goes, any technology issue they have, they come to us and we take care of it. Things are changing. What's happening is the world of IT historically has always had two different pieces to it. You've got back-end infrastructure, which is, look, I've got to build a server, I'm worried about network security, I'm worried about all these things, just leave me alone for about 40 or 50 hours. It takes a lot of design, a lot of thought, and I got to just focus on this thing, except Bob can't print and he's got a presentation coming up in 5 minutes, okay? So I got to go run, help him, and then come back and figure out, now, where was I? So you've got these two different worlds, which is, the back-end infrastructure, a lot of dedicated time, and it takes a lot of expertise to be able to do that, versus the front-end stuff, which is usually not as sophisticated, it's not as complicated, but it needs to be fixed now. It's the employee down until somebody comes out and gets the printer working or gets their email working or what have you. So they're inherently in contrast with each other. The legacy way of dealing with the back end is to hire an IT department or to at least contract with an IT people. The trend there is all of that stuff starting to head out to the cloud. It's not all going to be there. It's going to take a lot of time for stuff to migrate there, but that's where it's going. The employee needs, they're always going to be there. If somebody doesn't know how to cut and paste or do a mail merge or print or whatever, they need help now, and it's only going to get more complicated when they don't even know where it is that they're trying to work with. That's the world that we're specializing in, that's what we're going to do. We had an issue the other day with somebody who called in at 5 o'clock in the morning, needed to give a presentation. They were out on a sales call in Europe somewhere, and they were freaking out because they couldn't get their presentation. And to make a long story short, the problem was they didn't pay the $10 at the front desk to get the Wi-Fi turned on in their room. That is our world. That's what we do, okay? Now, when we look out, and a group right here in Saratoga, Render Tribe, helped us with this, is if you look at the world that's out there right now, it's changing, but it's just starting to change. The whole IT focus is starting to change here a bit. If you look at the competition we have, there's some competitors out there. Most of them are tied in with other things, like if you work with my IT people, we'll also give you online support, things like that. What we're doing is we're specializing purely in the remote support, so we can provide support anywhere in Europe, if that's where you have people. So we're not tied down, we're not locked into wherever we can, a driving radius, basically. If you look at the sites that are out there, only about 30% of them really have a professional website. So as with most emerging markets, you've got some early entrants. There are people that are saying, gee, I can do this. Let me throw something up and see what I can do. The real professional approach to the market hasn't really happened yet. So the bottom line is right now is the time the transition is happening. There are no clear leaders. There's no clear solution to this right now. And now is the time that we can really make some inroads. Where we are right now is we launched this thing back, just in May of last year. We brought it out to, there's a sister company, the Saratoga Technology Accelerator. That's your classic IT support company. And we're trying to start moving away from that and get into this remote employee support. So we went to all of our customers there. We had very quickly, it's only been, 9 months, about 60% conversion. We have over 300 employees using this service right now. We haven't lost anybody as yet, so nobody's come on and said, no, this isn't for me. So it's something we've been very happy with, the progress that we've been making. We've made a significant investment in the infrastructure. Doing remote support isn't a matter of just saying I can pick up a phone call. There is a lot of effort that we have to do in terms of the systems we have to put in place. That investment's been made and we're ready to scale. The question is, what do we need? What we need is leads. We've been getting a lot, all of our growth has been through networking, it's been through relationships with existing companies. We're still looking to break into how do you market this to areas unknown for us, and how do you generate the leads to do that. We're looking for companies of anywhere from 1 to 125 people. Above 125, they'll tend to have an IT group where they have some people focused on back end, some people focused on employees. So anywhere from 1 to 125, and we need to talk to the decision makers in the operations side of things. And that's where we are. We're ready to scale. We need to scale. We have about 300 plus employees now. We need to get to about 750 to get to break even. And that's it.
Any questions for Craig?
Questions?
Yeah, so is this a software-based solution, or is there someone picking up the phone and answering a phone call?
We have a call center that right now is from 7 in the morning till 7 at night. We plan within the next quarter to go to 24-hour support. We give support after hours through a pager. You know, if you call in for support and there's nobody there, one of our guys gets waked up. It gets, woken up. So you're talking to a person. Now, with that, we also have software where we're monitoring the device, so we know if the hard disk is having trouble. We know if the CPU is being overloaded. We're providing an antivirus solution. So there is software involved, and there's been a lot of development there. But you're talking to a person. Yeah?
How many languages do you support it?
Languages as in use it? English. Right now we're English only. Yes?
Can I offer you a solution? I'm very serious. Let me give you this book and this concept. You're looking for the most important customer for your business. This concept, written by Dick Lake, not Mike Franchell, will help you identify the most important customer and their unmet needs. You identify the most important customer and their unmet needs, you've got what you want.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes?
How are you going to play the managed service now?
Well, in a sense, we're providing managed services to some extent. Most of the managed service providers that we've seen are providing, the backup or the antivirus, things like that. They're not going to that extra level of actually supporting software applications that you're using. There are some out there, but most are just sort of doing the monitoring and providing backups and things like that, which we do. But that's a very small part of what we do.
What's your pricing model, Craig?
It's, we have...
If you could repeat the questions.
Oh, I'm sorry. The pricing model is, there are actually two. One is kind of the entry-level support, which is $35 per employee per month. And that's unlimited support. It includes all the antivirus protection, includes all the backups. If you want to go to the next level, which is somebody that's, we're actually monitoring a device, and if it goes down within minutes, we'll know about that. We'll page one of our people and get on it right away. It's kind of an extra level of support. That's $75 per month per employee.
Unlimited support?
Unlimited support. We are banking on, quite frankly, 20% of the people need 80% of the support. So you'll have a lot of people that will be paying that will subsidize the more needy people. And that model seems to be working out for us so far. I think we're out of time.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
So let me tell you about Rock the Deadline. I've got 5 minutes, so I'm going to try to keep it brief. What Rock the Deadline is, we're a SaaS company. we've developed a software as a service that helps streamline the process of publishing content to your blogs, social media channels. Marketers today are drinking from a fire hose. They used to have salespeople come and say, I need a white paper on how to do product lifecycle management, and now the salespeople are saying, hey, I need an original blog post every day. I need you to publish 5 tweets, and by the way, I need this all by noon because I know a customer's looking for hashtag content marketing. So marketers have gone from publishing something, a white paper, a data sheet once a quarter to I need to publish something to my blog, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, every single day. So I've developed software to help you do that. So RTD Studios is about helping you discover. It's about streamlining the process. You don't wake up one day and all of a sudden have a great idea for what content you want to publish. You have to discover it. And searching for content on the internet is not easy. So we have software that helps funnel all that to your desktop, and anything that gets funneled to your desktop can immediately be turned around into a piece of content in 10 minutes for your blog. And blog content is good SEO food. So if you want search engines to find your website, your service, if you want thought leadership, you need to be publishing content. So the features include discovery and curation. If you've been online, you hear a lot about curation. Curation is the act of taking, and not stealing, but taking some expert piece that somebody else spent a lot of time writing, and then you giving a point of view on that piece for your audience. So the more you can do that to offset original pieces, you don't have to write a 500-word blog post every day. You can take something that somebody else wrote and say, hey, I just saw this awesome piece on product lifecycle management, and here's how I think it applies to you. And so personalizing that to your audience creates a great piece of content for your blog. So I'm going to spend the rest of the time talking about lessons learned because we're a startup. So over the past couple of years, we've been building software, living under a rock. And so where we're at right now is we've got a couple of full-time people, and we're using contractors liberally. So we really value contractors because that's what makes us look a lot bigger than we are. And so over the past couple of years, we've built the Rack the Deadline brand. We have our tiered product offering. Developing a SaaS product doesn't mean you build it and they will come, right? It's got to be tiered. You've got to have the right price points. You've got to have the right feature set. You've got to start them maybe at a freemium product and then continue to upgrade them and upsell them, teasing them with more and more features and value. So developing that tiered product offering takes some time. It's not magic. And then we have a few early adopter customers that have been giving us some great feedback. And we did version 1. Version 1 was great. It had a lot of features in it, right? Content marketing is a process that people haven't nailed yet. So producing software to help you streamline a process doesn't really mean taking a piece of software and then asking, hey, what do you think of this? It means, how do we integrate this into how you're doing your job day to day and improve what you're doing? So where we're at right now is a more serious market entry. We finally feel like we've nailed all the key pieces of our offering, and we've nailed our messaging. And so now it's all about execution on the market entry. So we're doing our first significant market entry spend in February. We're doing a virtual trade show, and so we've developed some software in-house to help us, called Infusionsoft, to help us do lead nurturing, to help us scale with our freemium product. And as far as financials go, we've invested about $200K over the past 2 years, all friends and family dollars. We haven't gone outside and gotten any dollars there. And we're operating at month-to-month break even at this point. So now everything that we bring in from a services standpoint, we can turn around and spend in marketing for our software side of our business. What have we learned? Just a few key things for the entrepreneurs out there. Okay, I have to be quick. Okay, you don't nail it the first version. Don't boil the ocean with your positioning. Okay, we started off, we can be content marketing for all people. Well, we've boiled down our positioning more about curation. Don't take outside money too early. It made us very frugal. When you take money too early, you end up spending it and maybe not where you needed it. So, so be careful about taking money too early. And then pricing and sales, we don't know. We'll tell you next year. Okay, so what's next? You know, I'm not going to go through a lot through this slide, but we're working on sales, operations, and marketing. I've been given the cue. I got to speed it up. Our goal is to reach 25K in recurring monthly software sales by the end of the summer, fall of 2014, and then scale the crap out of the business after that. So I just want to shout out to some people. You don't start a company and not have any support. You know, from a development and technical standpoint, we've got Troy Webb here that has done our architecture. We've got Dan O'Sullivan sitting over here, and Dwight Chu somewhere in the house that have helped us really know where to go and where we need to be. And then Andy Schneider, right there. I've recruited her, or suckered her in, most likely, to helping me with sales. She's the person who was one of the co-founders of Global Spec and got it from 0 to 5 million in sales, selling leads off of a lead gen search engine online. So if she can sell this to manufacturers, I'm pretty sure she can help sell our product. And then we're looking for customer service, tech support, QA, JavaScript, marketing service partnerships, leads, and $1 million. No, I'm just kidding about the $1 million. Are there any questions?
No?
Do you work with any of the content creating systems or contractor systems out there that you directly into your stuff?
Yeah, actually, we started on the content creation side. The former business I was in, we produced 4,000 articles a month through about 22,000 freelancers. So we started off in the content creation side. So we have a whole huge network of freelancers to help create content.
Who are your competitors right now?
Companies like Compendium, who just got bought by Oracle. Another is Kapost. They just have the editorial calendar management side. You know, marketers need to plan out their editorial calendar day to day. And so that's only a piece of our software. So they charge about $1,500 a month, and we charge about $200 a month. And that's only a part of our feature and functionality set. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, do you have any elements in it that builds in virality? So, you know, like is every article branded Rock the Deadline? So then somebody could see it and go, oh,
We do, when you curate a piece of content that our curators put on your desk, when you re-curate that for your blog, at the end of the blog we say, this article was curated via Rock the Deadline Studios.
Right, good evening everybody. I'm Daniel Gallardo. I'm a co-founder of Actasys. There are two other co-founders. One is Professor Michael Amidei here at RPI. The other is Dr. David Menkovich. He's an RPI alum and a friend. So what is Actasys? Actasys stands for Active Aerodynamic System, which is exactly what we're doing. We're developing and planning to introduce in the automotive market an active aerodynamic system which will increase the aerodynamic performance of any ground vehicle, ultimately increasing its fuel efficiency. Now, we see ourselves really as a paradigm shift in fuel efficiency in the transportation industry, a game changer. The vision that we have is to literally have one of our product in every single ground vehicle in the world. Now, the market opportunity that we have is huge. We're talking about anything that moves on the road that is ugly from an aerodynamic point of view. So think about SUV, buses, trains, and more importantly, think about tractor trailer system, the trucks, the long haul trucks, right? So all these systems represent a big, big opportunity, but what we want to target first is this part, is the long haul tractor trailer system. And I'll explain you why in a second. So first of all, the important part of this segment is that the shape of tractor trailer systems is locked. You ever wonder why you see very often online, when you look online, you see this new design, amazing design for tractor trailer systems that are nice, they're streamlined, they look perfect. And you always see them online from a designer. You never see them on the road. And why is that? Well, the reason is simple. Because everything right now is optimized for loading efficiency. These things are ugly, but they're perfect for loading efficiency. They are designed for that. The whole industry rotates around that. So if you try to change the shape of this, the actual shape, you fail because you cannot do it. The shape is locked. Now, talking about this particular segment, so if you look at the consumption that a tractor trailer system has per year, you're looking at around $61,000 that every truck consumes in diesel fuel. And half of this money, about $30,000, goes to overcoming aerodynamic drag. Aerodynamic drag is the force that the flow exerts on the truck while it's moving on the highway, right? Now, the numbers for the market are huge. We're talking about 2.2 million tractor trailer trucks just in the US, and we're talking about up to 24 million heavy trucks in the world. Now, our technology, just preliminary tests show that we can save 6% in fuel efficiency, and we can grow up to 18%, which is a huge amount in the industry. So savings in the order of $8 billion to $24 billion. Now, in the world, this can grow even more. We're talking about $261 billion. Now, we're planning to price our product with $4,600 per unit. So we're looking at a market opportunity of $110 billion for this product, for the tractor trailer segment. Now, what is this technology? It's not magic. It's technology transfer from the aerospace industry. We share with them a lot of problems, or I would say opportunities. So the opportunity is that in the aerospace industry, very often they design airplanes not with aerodynamics in mind. This might sound crazy, but it's like that. Because, for example, if you're designing a bomber, you want it to be stealthy. You don't want it to be necessarily super aerodynamic. So how do you improve the aerodynamics of a system when you cannot change its shape? Well, you do it through this technology, virtual air shaping, through active flow control. They've been using it for they've been studying it for 20 years now. Professor Michael Amity has been studying it for 20 years now, and Boeing also is looking at it. In the last 5 years, they developed this technology a lot. This technology allows you to change the way an object behaves in a flow. So you're not changing the shape of the object, you're changing the way the object interacts with the flow using this technology, which is, by the way, a proven technology. Boeing is looking to implement this technology next year on a full-scale airplane. So it's ready. It's ready for the aerospace market, so it's definitely ready for our market. Now, a little bit more details about the technology. The technology only needs a very small amount of power to work, and it works with piezoelectric material. So imagine a disc that vibrates, cavity. These vibrations generate puffs of air. While generating these puffs of air, you change the way the air interacts around an object. So we're looking at savings in the order of 10% in this gap, and savings in the order of 13% here on the back of the trailer. And the arrow that you see here show how we bend the air around the vehicle. Now, what we're looking for? Well, we just got awarded from NYSERDA $500,000, so we're super happy. We heard about it last week. Thank you. That was really exciting, and we're looking for another about $350,000 to match some of this money. And we're looking for this money to develop the first full-scale prototype and testing that we will do in the next 18 months. After that, we're looking to start a pilot production of about 500 units. more importantly, we're also looking for connections. We already partner up with Price Chopper, so we have their feedback to develop the product, but we're looking for more connection with the big fleet owners. We need their feedback to develop the product, and also for potential future customers. And we also need advisors. We're already working with John Kokosha as an advisor. He's probably here tonight, you can see him. Oh, is he? You were hiding. We're also looking for advisor in these specific areas: marketing, sales, and product management. That's pretty much it. Thank you very much. Question? Yes.
I was just wondering, like, so you're teaming with Price Chopper first, but it seems like this would be mostly useful for long haul cross country. I mean, I can't see this working in the city where you're stopping.
You are absolutely right, but so he was asking why are we working with Price Chopper? He was saying this system very likely will work on highways. You're absolutely right. The system is designed actually to work on highways. It's an active system, so we will have a control system that will determine when the speed is the right one, and the system will kick in, so it won't be always in. We're working with Price Chopper. Actually, they're really interested because, surprisingly, they have a lot of intercity transportation, so we're working with them for that reason. Yes?
What stage are you at? So is this more than a theory? Do you have it on
Oh,
products?
absolutely. Yeah. So we did already preliminary testing wind tunnel, which are and we showed the number that you saw, 6% with 18%. And now with the money that is coming in, we're building the full-scale prototype, which will allow us to, of course, test the full scale, but also to do very rigorous testing, for example, EPA and Smart Grid certification, so we will be able to commercialize the product. And so just to also to tell you where we are in terms of technology, the 6% is ready. Tomorrow, when we build it, we can achieve that efficiency. The 18%, we could do it in the wind tunnel because it was scaled down. We do not have yet the technology scaled up, but that's just R&D, and there is a very clear pathway to get there. So we know that we can get there in 3-4 years of R&D.
Where do you plan on manufacturing these?
So for the manufacturing, we have we have partnered up in the NYSERDA with some manufacturers. So we have two main companies that produce the components for us. We will assemble them in the beginning. And also we partner up with another company, Plasan, which will help us for the next phase of the manufacturing.
Will you do that here?
We will do it in New York for sure, in the air, also the assembly. Yeah, we'll be
Like that.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know the fragmentation in the sort of long haul trailer market, but how many SKUs do you think you need once you get this fully ramped up to fit perfectly all the different types of trucks that exist out there?
That's a very good question. So here's the thing. Our technology is modular. So imagine little module, more or less the dimension of a laptop, and you can mount these modules. You remember the two key areas, right? One in between the gap and the other one on the back. So the cool thing about the product is that it can be retrofit to any existing size of the vehicle that you're looking at. So since it's modular, so it would be extremely easy to adapt it to any existing type of vehicle. Does that answer?
Hello, everyone. I want to start by thanking Jason for inviting me here tonight. Thank you to Browns for hosting the event. Thank you all for coming. My name is Andrew Leahy, and I'm co-founder and CEO of Pomco, the Peace of Mind company. We produce a mobile security solution for college campuses. So essentially what we've done is we've taken the concept of the blue light system, shrunk it down to the size of a USB flash drive, and put it in the hands of every college student and faculty member on campus. So right now we're actually building out the most sophisticated personal security solution that's available in the market for college campuses. So how does that work? Well, imagine yourself as a student on college campus, on your way home from, say, a late night at the library. On your way back to your dorm or your apartment, you realize that somebody's following you. All of a sudden, that person starts to chase you, and panicked, you take off running in no particular direction. Now, today, what are your options? I mean, you could pull out your phone and call 911. You could find a blue light pole if you knew where one was or you saw one. Or if you had programmed in Campus Safety's number into your phone, you could pull out your phone and call Campus Safety directly. What we've done is we've developed a keychain-sized USB flash drive integrated with location and communication technology that's directly connected with campus safety. So a student who's in trouble and needs help is able to press the button, and campus safety receives their location and their student profile, as well as an audio recording of the surroundings. So here you can see a mock-up. So this student in particular is Donna Smith. If Donna pressed the button, campus safety would receive a picture of her, any physical, a physical description of her, any medical conditions, contact information, etc., any valuable information for campus safety and first responders. Additionally, they would also get an audio recording, so Donna could either speak into the device if she was able to do so, or at least campus safety would hear what's happening and they would understand the situation that they're responding to. Our solution would also show Donna outside a building, inside a building, on campus or off campus. So it works virtually anywhere. And you can see here, this would be what the campus safety would see if the button was pushed. Now, an interesting thing that our device also does is if it's held down for 5 seconds, it emits an alarm. So a student can hold down the device, it emits an alarm and potentially thwart off an attack altogether or alert bystanders. So this is the vision that we have for our company. So there's a series of goals that we need to meet in order to get to our vision, to realize our vision. And right now we're working on first commercializing our technology. So we have been able to develop a working prototype of our technology, which I actually have here in my pocket. So this is a prototype of our device. It right now communicates and works with the system that we've built, our software system that's set up at Union Graduate College. So we've been able to set up our system, test it, and iterate it. Right now we're in the process of actually building our first generation devices. We expect to be in the market by this summer. The next thing that we're looking to do is integrate with existing college systems. So we want to provide the most value for the colleges themselves. We want to be able to come in and seamlessly integrate with existing systems. So we're looking to get in and learn about and understand better where those integration points are. Finally, we want to make this something that students want. We want students to want these devices. These are our end users. So we're looking to integrate with student life and kids themselves. So we've done a number of focus groups focused on primarily students to understand what it'll get for them to carry the device around with them, to use it in a situation, to charge it, all those things. And we've come up with good ideas, but we're always looking for more, feedback. So right now we're looking for opportunities to support us in furthering our mission. And they kind of fall into 4 broad categories. So the first one being tech development. So we're looking for people to come join our team and help us build out our software. We actually have a very strong core team, but we're looking for people to help us expedite the process of building out our software solution. Second, we're looking for alpha testers. These people would get actually a prototype, help us test it, and help us iterate by providing feedback, using the devices and giving their opinion. We're able to iterate and test some more. We're looking for the collaboration of the schools themselves. We've been able to set up some partnerships with some local colleges and begin the process of really getting into the weeds with them and what it'll take for them to adopt our system. Where are their issues, their concerns, what provides the most value, and how do we build a great product for them. So we're looking for collaboration from other local schools. And finally, we're in our Series A funding round. So we're looking for any and all opportunities for potential capital investment. And that about does it for me. Thank you all for listening. Yes?
Who pays for the product?
The colleges themselves will be our customers. So we're providing this as a universal solution for all campuses, for all students.
To replace the blue light or to augment what they currently have?
We would see it as an augmentation, as something that supplements the blue light system. I don't know if the blue light system will cease to exist in the near future, but down the road, maybe 5 years from now, if this is adopted nationwide, we could see that this could replace the blue light system.
What is the price? What do you ballpark?
We do it for the schools themselves. Yeah, so we sell as a subscription-based model. So it's anywhere between $10 and $50 per student per semester.
people, I mean, to parents?
We would go to parents to, generate demand and get people saying, hey, why isn't this on my child's school? But to just offer it as an option, we see there could be potential problems with, certain people not being able to afford it where other people are. So we want to provide it as a universal solution for all students on our partner campuses. Yes?
Could it scale outside of universities and campuses to like seniors and things like that?
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of questions. So could this solution be provided to other industries besides colleges and universities? Yes, absolutely. We see a few vertical markets, one being corporate offices, other being healthcare, like assisted living or senior homes. There's a number of them. We're focused on college campuses because it's a particularly sensitive issue. Actually, just last week, I don't know if you guys caught it, President Obama came on and was talking about a task force specific for student protection from assaults on campus. So it's actually becoming from a social issue into a political issue now. And schools are very sensitive to, to clear that they have to publish their crime statistics. So we're focused on the college market at first, yes.
What's the range and distance from the software wherever the center is?
It's anywhere. So we use a GSM network. So
5 miles, 10 miles, 100 miles?
if you pressed it in California right now, it would still come through to our system. Yes? As far as student data with the schools, or? So that's one issue that we're looking to flesh out a little bit more, whether or not schools are comfortable with us taking, student data or say building data and putting it on our own servers, or if we're going to have to build a solution that is able to extract it from there. So it's kind of a problem that we're working on to figure out exactly what the answer to that is. But good question. Thank you. Yes? Yeah. So we actually have an app that accompanies the device itself, and our competitors are apps. So our main competitors are app companies. They build apps, and it has a security button. Press the button, it goes, either campus safety or an in-house call center. I think that a big competitive advantage we have is our concept. The fact that just the push of a button contacts the help that you need. You don't have to take your phone out of your pocket, swipe to unlock, launch an app, and press a button. There's a lot of steps. At that point, you might as well call 911 because there's a lot of steps it takes to get all of that information to campus safety. Yes?
You mentioned software systems at the colleges that you can integrate with. Do you have any examples or the ones that are kind of on the top of the list that you need to integrate with?
So we've been looking at CAD systems, computer-aided dispatch, and figuring out where integration points are. Some of the feedback that we've gotten with some of the schools we've been talking about is, what kind of almost creative ways can you kind of leverage to make the system great, like integrating with video cameras, the security cameras. So could you press the button, and when that happens, it brings up the closest security camera on their big screen. Things like that. So those are kind of what we're looking to flesh out, and the more colleges we talk to, the better. Yes?
In the next 5 years, do you see yourself as a hardware company or a software company? And the hardware must be commoditized by you.
It's a great question. A software company. We're building the system, and that's really what is most valuable for us, I think, going forward. Really, the device right now is a delivery mechanism. So maybe wearables in 2 years become the thing, and then now our system is on a wearable. Or maybe people are looking for this as a cell phone case. It's a button on a cell phone case. Whatever it might be, we'll certainly kind of move towards whatever consumers are looking for. But we're definitely a software company, yes.
What are you doing for like false alarms, just because there's a possibility of being butt dial or something like that?
Sure. It really speaks to the design of the device itself, and that's what we're doing with our hardware design firm right now, is figuring out how do you make it so it's easy to push when you need to, but difficult to push when you don't. So there's a few different options. One being, and this is, with our prototype, it's different. But with our first generation device, which we're developing right now, is we're actually figuring out these types of problems. So whether it's a slide cover, where you slide and push in one simple motion, or if there's 2 points of pressure, or if there's kind of a switch that needs to be switched before the button is pushed, those types of solutions are what we're kind of figuring out right now.
All right.
Thank you.
So that does it for this part. The rest of this is networking for all of your benefit. I think I'd be remiss if I didn't remind, we're not going to meet next month, is that correct? That's correct. So we will see you guys in March. March 5th.